Okay, welcome back. So, let's go ahead and head out of this room. So, we just got a small key. We need to find a door that it opens. So, let's start off by going this way. Now, I believe you can use small keys on any small lock. I don't think it's, like, restricted to area at all. They took away all my furniture. Oh, poor guy. Okay, can't do anything in here. So, I think it might be this. Yes. So we can't quite get that, this thing just yet. We have to do one more, we have to get one more item in order to acquire that. Alright. Imagine, like, going and jumping down there by accident and not actually switching the switch. Couldn't be me. I don't think I actually did that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, I see a glowing aura. That definitely means there's an item over here. Oops, sorry. The Sunsetter. So, this is essentially your ground pound of the game. So, what you do is you do that. It's not really used for combat purposes. At least I haven't really found it much very useful. The main purpose, though, is to, when you do your ground pound, you can jump back up. Okay, so don't dilly-dally in this room. One of these knights will pop open or start walking around if you get too close to him. Yep, there he goes. I'm not going to deal with him because I don't want to. You can't make me. They're not quite as strong as the first boss that we fought, but they are pretty close in aggression level. Okay. So, let's see here. I think we can go this way. So, okay. There are actually two more items that I want to find, and thankfully I did choose the correct way, so we can get to where we need to go very quickly here. Yeah. Again, main goal, as long as you know what you're doing, is to find all of your mobility options as fast as possible. Because that means that you can explore the rest of the game with ease. Thankfully, most of the mobility options are close to the entrances of their respective areas. So, we will go ahead and look around since we're in here. Most of these books don't really have too much about them, but there are a couple of ones that hint towards what's kind of going on here. Now, it's still very subjective, like what the interpretation of this game is, but there's a few things that the game kind of hints at. Read a book about a beautiful princess waiting in a tower to be saved by a charming prince. The ending is torn out. You read a book about forbidden secrets of cooking. Your mind is torn asunder from the culinary secrets driving you insane. I do appreciate the little bit of humor the game has. There's not a lot of dialogue in this game, but the bit that there is enjoyable. Read a book about a jester who is sentenced to death by their king, but for their final trick, they steal the sun. You read a book full of classic plays. All the world's a stage. You read a book about aquatic life. You'd really like to see the ocean one day, maybe next time. Read a book about reading. It's hard to read. Yes, it is. Okay, that seems to be everything for all the books that are around here. Read a book about a little thimble that goes on a big adventure. You hope he has a good time. Is that a reference to something? Like, I feel like it is, but I don't know of like any thimbles. Stories about thimbles. Read a book on musical theory, The Ramblings of a Madman. Very true. Very true. Most music theorists are madmen. So, this is the main reason why I wanted to get this power up next. Or why I wanted to get the ground pound into the high jump first. Makes platforming on these bookshelves a lot easier. Alright. Now, this is not the most obvious because the graphic, the breakable graphic is only on this one side. It doesn't really seem like you're actually doing anything, but these are the sun greaves. And also, if you start moving the camera while you enter this animation, it'll move the camera while you're reading the text until the continue button shows up. So, this is essentially your wall kick. You only have 3 wall kicks available before you have to touch ground again, touch grass, all that stuff. You read a book about a woman with a magic sword who seeks revenge above everything. Revenge seems pretty great. So, let's see, anything else on any of these shelves? You read a book about a girl who falls in love with a monster. She loves the monster enough to leave behind her family. Alright, let's go ahead and break through here. Because I don't think we can actually... Well, no, that door is closed off. So you do have to go this way. Which is a little odd and seems like a way that you would get stuck. Although, no, you know what, never mind. You can use wall kicks to get up here if you don't have the ground pound. Although, I feel like you're kind of intended to have the ground pound at this point. Okay, so this is the one. This is the first like instance that you really do need the wall kick. It can be a little finicky, and that was the wall kicks were definitely the power up I had the hardest time getting used to, for sure. Okay. You can switch that switch and there'll be like some great pillars that come up or down, and that's how you're actually intended to go. But I just find it easier to do the long jump out of the Or the long jump. But if you don't have that at this point, then obviously you would need to get that. Okay. This room gave me a bit of trouble my first time as well. Shoot. Oops. Camera is probably the hardest part of this game. Is if it decides not to cooperate, you're gonna have a much tougher time. I swear I practiced this. Don't worry, we'll get there. This isn't even the worst one, in my opinion. No. Honestly, that's the worst, when Sybil accidentally jumps away from the wall rather than grabbing onto the ledge. There we go. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, okay. That wasn't as bad. There we go. This was just for another piece of health, or piece of heart. Which, generally, that's where they are. They're generally locked behind the new abilities that you get, and are really just there to reward players for going out of their way to find them. Go ahead, save. Saving or hitting one of those crystals does recharge your health as well. Something to keep in mind. Alright. Sorry, kind of forgot to hit the timer button. So, now that we have all of our other abilities, we have one more that we need to go and get before I will be content. While we are here, though, as well, try and get this key. There we go. It's just at an awkward angle, that's all. Knock down this block, just so it's out of the way. Ooh. Okay. So, we are now back in the Empty Bailey. And I'll wait to get a certain item in here that we will need for the end of the game until a little later. Just because I think thematically I want to do something else first. Work. We want to go this way. I think we need to actually go up this pole real quick. There we go. No! Well, don't do that to me. No! No! Okay. Probably an easier way to do this. I think you can actually make that jump from over there to over to this ledge, but this is fine. Again, really annoying when she does that sometimes. It's like I'm trying to grab onto the ledge, but she just keeps kicking off. So, once you collect 3 pieces, you extend your life by 1. Not super necessary, but it definitely makes the game a lot easier if you don't have to worry about it. We will... come back for that key. I need to remember that it's there, though. So, if you played this game before, you probably know what I'm going for now. Again, I want to make sure that we have all of the mobility options available to us. There's just one more mobility option after the one that we're currently getting. But that one is definitely not as crucial for exploration. It's only necessary for actually completing the game. A tower holding the essence of the princess, never to be seen again. But with the 3 powers of the sun, one can find their own path. Okay. This is possible. I've done it before, but it is a little clunky. Again, the wall kicks are probably the hardest ones to get a handle on, because they can kind of just do whatever they want sometimes, which is not ideal. It would be really awesome if you could do a slide off of the pole, but I understand why that would be very broken to do. Okay. So we can't quite reach that from over here, so we're gonna have to find a way to get over there. There's a few ways to do it. I've seen people go sort of like this. Not quite like that, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna just kind of try a few different things until we get it, but it can be a very finicky process. Easily make it up to this one with just the kicks. So I'll cut back to when we actually get up there, because again, this can be kind of a pain to do. So see you guys in a sec. Okay. Yeah, I would recommend moving the camera so that you're not kind of fighting against it. Alright. So, this is the last major mobility item, and that is the cling gem. So, when you are near a wall, you jump near a wall, you hold the right trigger, and that will allow you to cling onto the wall for a bit. You can do that up to 6 times. And is kind of a little broken, as I will no doubt demonstrate many times, because it really does help out with getting through the rest of the game. So real quick, we're going to click this, come down here, do a quick save since we just got a major item, and the game does not save your items if you don't save, so make sure to do that. Okay. Up here, cling on to this one. It can be a little tricky to stop it. When you're in the middle. I've found the B button to sometimes work. I don't know if it always does, though. It also requires that you come in at a certain angle, or that you're holding like the joystick in a certain direction. So, we are going to be. So here is the goal of the game. It is to find 5 major keys, sitting upon a lonely throne, forgotten in the keep. On center stage for all to see in the theater. Atop the distant tower, beckoning the lost livestock. Deep in the underbelly, surrounded by holes. Pointed by the guarded hand in the bailey. So, here is the first of the major keys, right here. Oop. God, that's so fun. Honestly, one of the things that that sells me on a game like this is just being able to jump as far as possible. No! I think that's one of the reasons why I really like A Hat in Time. Besides, being a great game, it's also just a lot of fun to control. And which is same thing with this game. Okay, let's go ahead, trigger that real quick. So, get rid of you. So we need to come under here. As I said, we were going to come back and get the small key, and we got one more item in the bailey here, that we need to get. And that is that key right here. This is probably the easiest key to get. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually activate that knight and draw him out. And that way we don't have to fight him and the hand. Ow. Wasn't expecting. Unfortunately, you can't quite go into a slide while you're still in the attack animation, so you do have to be kind of careful. And they do turn into the best swords afterwards. Ow. These guys are being jerks. Okay. So now time to deal with the hand. And the hand is kind of a jerk, as you can probably guess. There we go. So, again, this is probably the easiest of all the keys to get. In fact, in my test playthrough, this was the first one that I ended up getting. But I decided thematically, I think it makes a little more sense to do the big key on the tower. Okay. So, I think this is actually a good place to put in a cut. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next part.